All right, guys, we are back from the break with part two, technically part three, if you watch part of it on Twitch, of episode 3 of Ascension. So, like, this is 3.3E, whatever, we're here. I think what I'm going to do, I think what makes the most sense to me is, because where I've left people off is Blake is going to fall unconscious from the venom that was running through his system from the barb from the xenomorph. Jordan is unconscious right now because, like, the prisoner containment gas is just going to knock him out. Cameron is barely moving under their own power at all right now. I don't think they're really in much of a position to resist anything that I'm going to bring down the pipeline. And Nikki is in kind of a unique situation where she's uninjured, but she has the awareness that she needs to be compliant. So I think what feels good to me right now is for us to roll everyone forward. Maybe I almost want to go the next day, but that's too long. I'm going to go to evening. That will happen morning, afternoon. We're going to go 4 or 5 hours later. And I think what we're going to do is have you all contained in Meredith's lab, because now Meredith is a liability. She's seen too much. She understands too much. And she also turned on the colonists, and they're not going to take that lightly. With that being said, she drew a line in the sand and she chose you guys over them. So, and 2 of you need medical attention. 1 of you needs it desperately. So I think this is going to be one of those things where when this scene reopens again, Meredith looks like she's in shock. She's going through the motions of moving around her medical lab, but it's not super present or super apparent whether she's completely online or not. Like, you speak to her, there's, like, you know, a couple second delay, or she doesn't hear you, or she doesn't respond, or she's hyper focused. But basically everything that she's doing right now is getting Blake bandaged and repaired and getting him in and out of the I don't have the book page open, but the long stand-in medical bay portable things that you can go in and kind of does auto surgery or kind of does some accelerated healing. So at least will bring you out of the broken condition, Blake, by the time she's finished with you. So you'll get 1 hit point back and you'll be out of the broken condition. I think Jordan, this feels really good. Where, like, they probably just dropped you on the floor somewhere, and at some point Meredith and a handful of your party members here at least got you into a cot. So you're probably waking up with your neck in an awkward position, you know, drool on your face as you're coming out of this haze. I will say, Cameron, if Blake is sitting in basically one of the tower aquarium situations, getting some type of accelerated healing, that means that a lot of your stuff had to be addressed by hand by Meredith. So you've probably been awake and watching this under, like, local anesthetics, as she's stitching back your leg, as she's doing what she can to treat the burn and acid wounds on your other leg. You're going to get a point of health back too, which leaves me to Jordan waking up, Blake eventually coming out of this aquarium and being, like, relocated into, like, a recovery area, still in the same med lab, Cameron watching everything. Nikki, what have you been doing in this room? You know that you're locked in. And your doctor that doesn't understand this gesture is eerily quiet. I'm just curious, while all of this activity is happening, what have you been doing?
I think Nikki has been sitting somewhere, either on one of her tables, and keeping her gun out and just sort of.
Oh, you know they took that.
Oh, they took it?
Oh, come on, son. Y'all are under containment. There's no weapon. You guys get nothing fun to play with. You get each other.
Okay. Then I think she would be playing with something else, maybe a piece of equipment, just something to do with her hands. As she kind of thinks about the scenario in her head over and over and over and over again, trying to figure out if there had been a way for her to get out of it, been quicker, like realize that there was more than one. Like, she's playing so many different scenarios, trying to be Doctor Strange over here, trying to figure out if there was a solution and why she couldn't have figured it out so that she could have saved at least the 2 people that she knows was going to die if she hadn't lied.
Ooh, that's some strong Jordan energy right there. Just recycling through events. Ooh, that's tough. Hopping over to you, Cameron, what's been going through your head? What's been going through your mind? What's life been like for you as you're watching all of this for the last 3, 4, 5 hours?
Um, hmm, I just, I mean, they've been pretty pale, weak pulse. I would imagine they would need like a few transfusions of
Mm-hmm.
blood. But I mean, I think they keep trying to get up and keep getting pushed back down pretty easily. Um, um, as I mean, they when they first come to, they see Jordan's out too, and they try to go approach Jordan and get pushed back down. See the Blake struggling again, try to get up and help them, and yeah. So it's been a lot of not really fully aware of how bad their condition is, fully just really wanting to help the rest of the party. So um
Oof. Okay. Team back up. Blake, this is one of those things where like you fell unconscious, and by the time you woke back up, you were already like hooked up to the breathing apparatus, and you were in the the freestanding pod that was already filled with like that murky blue aquatic gel like liquid. You've been coming in and out of that. You've been undergoing treatments from the doctor. What's your experience been like here for the last 3, 4 hours?
Can I throw it back for a brief 10-second flashback of how he got
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
So Blake was sitting in that closet, just struggling even just to exist, just wheezing from the broken lungs. And the last thing he remembers, he still has that gun pointed right at the door.
Yeah.
Is that the door starts to swing open, and because of the darkness that he was in, he can't see.
Yeah.
He tried to squeeze the trigger because he told Meredith to knock twice.
Yeah.
But like cinematically, he's zooming on his finger, like it goes to squeeze, and then just the gun just drops limp.
Perfect.
And
That's amazing.
coming in and out of consciousness, he's looking around to see what he can see, because I would assume, given the description, it's like a murky blue. He can't see out of the liquid,
Mm-hmm.
but they can see him. But he would know he's in some kind of medical care, so he thinks, he's safe. Meredith came back, and so I'm assuming I'm getting out of this thing.
Yeah. We'll pull you out of. You can do your exit scene from that now. Yeah.
All right, cool. Because I'm gonna look for Meredith as soon as I can, like ignoring, like, is everybody okay?
Meredith has no response for you. She's just more or less gonna make sure you're in a robe and a towel, where you can get cleaned up and set into like a chair next to this device. You can see everybody. Jordan looks like he's knocked out. At least he's alive.
you see like a pile of like Cam's clothes that are just bloody.
You're just dripping from this goo. He's gonna try to walk over. Are they okay?
They're okay.
You see just a brief bit of relief wash over his face. So how are we getting out of here? We got the team. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Good luck with that. And she steps around you. Then Jordan. Oh.
Oh, damn. The hell did she do that for?
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Did you order 58? What the fuck?
As he says, I'm just gonna like nurse that bruise on my cheek a little bit.
What? What? Y'all guys party without me? What?
I think Nikki will. I think she's been kind of in her own space, even as Blake kind of comes out of his goo. I think she'll finally kind of look up at everybody. Jordan,
Yeah,
have a good night.
not really. I was just down in the bar. All I was doing is just talking with Dawn. Sort of.
Well, we did look for you. Wish we
Yeah.
had you. We have been detained for an insurmountable amount of time. But,
Why?
I'm sorry, did you say detained?
Well, we may have walked in on some sort of extraterrestrial breeding operation.
How the
Accident.
fuck?
What?
How are we alive?
Whoa. What?
Meredith flips up her hand like, me, I'm the reason why you're alive. What type of question is that? What have I been doing for the past 4 hours?
Yeah, ask the unconscious guy what they've been doing for 4 hours. They'll tell you everything.
Okay. Somebody needs to bring me up to speed.
I'll just bring Jordan up to speed.
Okay.
And then I'll probably just tell you whatever I know from my point of view, and then I'll let Blake fill in the gaps. And I think at this point I haven't gone over to check on Cam since they woke up, so I'll do that. And if Meredith explain how she has been caring for them, she can do that. But Nikki's a little lackluster.
Nikki, I'm going to let you have your scene with Cameron. I am going to say everyone's stress level goes down by 1, except for yours, Jordan. As you hear about extraterrestrial bleeding, your stress goes up by 1.
Okay.
Everyone else has been in a safe-ish, quiet environment. They're processing through their trauma. They're coming down, but whatever the fuck you just missed in the last 24 hours was significant.
So there alien what? The big giant frogs?
Yeah.
And angrier.
And they're not green.
So the big not green giant frogs almost killed you guys and they came out of people?
That is correct. That's exactly how it happened.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
They bleed acid.
They bleed acid.
Jordan like takes the sheet off their leg or the cover.
Did I kind of am at a loss for words. So they came out of the wives?
It's not
Came
just
out of the
wives.
vents.
I think anyone who ascends, which is most of the colonists here, they're coming out of.
Ascends? I'm sorry. What, we climbing stairs? What?
No,
Jordan, let's put it this way. Think of like a crazy psycho cult.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking to begin with, but okay.
Bury that needle about 10 ticks deeper than you think it should be.
Holy shit.
As I say this, I'm going to look at my chest.
Yeah.
Any
Any
marks?
surgical stars or anything?
Yeah.
No
Okay.
surgical stars or anything. No,
just checking.
Yeah, none of you have any surgical scars that aren't that are new. Let's put it that way. Oh, that's my alarm to let you guys know you need to go on break.
Okay.
All right, let's go on break. What did you say, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Mother, I do have a question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this will come into play right now or not.
Okay.
But I do have the ability called banter.
Uh-huh.
Which will allow me, if we consider this kind of a safe place right now, which apparently it may be.
Rounds off.
By talking with my crew,
Yeah.
I can reduce mine and everybody else's stress level by 2.
Sold. Yep, just give me a quick narrative on what that looks like and we'll go for it.
So Jordan is going to just kind of listen to everybody's tale. I'm sure that they're going to say exactly what happened to them in their own way, shape, or form. And he'll just kind of pull out the hula hoop dancer. And I'm assuming he still has that.
I'll give you that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. And he'll put it on like the table and just kind of flick it back and forth and just kind of look at it and say, you know, some crazy shit is apparently happening, but it's nothing to compare what Dawn went through. So whatever it is, whatever we have to do, whatever shithole we've got to crawl out of to get the fuck out of here, we're going to do it. We're all together. We could not have been. We could have been stripped apart. We could have been taken away. We could have been killed in our sleep, whatever, but we're not. We're strong as we are, and we're even stronger when we're all pissed like I am.
For Dawn.
For Dawn.
There's just one problem, Jordan.
We're
on the wrong side of the gates in this penal colony now.
I've been on the wrong side of a lot in my life, and I'm still here. I haven't seen the shit yet that y'all been through. And maybe that's good. Maybe one of us kind of needs to keep our head focused a little bit until the shit really goes down. And I have a feeling it's going to. But together, we can do it.
Being on the run is easy, Jordan. You can just run to the next planet, run to the next colony. You don't care how you get out or where you're going. Being locked up's different. Why do you think I got the fuck out of Weyland-Yutani when I could? They were going to chain my ass down, probably throw me out someplace like this. I wasn't planning to ever be on the wrong side of a gate like that. And as I say this, I'm going to try to hobble over and put a hand on Cam's shoulder. Just give that like a little squeeze of, we're going to get out of this though, because God knows it beats the alternative.
I don't know if we're getting out of here.
Well, if we can't, we're going to take a few of them with us, right?
Yeah, I'm good at that.
Nikki, how fast could you get the ship running if we get to it?
About that, I may have disabled it to make sure no one could use it.
To where just us can use it, right?
Correct. Well, if I gave the parts, which I do I still have them on me?
Yes.
Okay. Which I still have on me.
Awesome.
So we can get it going. It'll just take a second because I'll need to, make sure that I put whatever I took out back. But from what I remember, they were fixing it for us.
Well, why would they do that now?
Well, I don't care for that. And I also don't care for the fact that now we understand they have these tiny creatures that are portable. You know what I mean? Like you put them in a crate. That makes me very nervous about what they've been doing on my ship. Our ship.
Well, one problem at a time. That may work to our advantage. Well, if they think it's already disabled or is there something wrong with it, they may not mess with it anymore, which could give us a little bit of an advantage. But I guess we'll know once we get there.
Yeah. I think I'll turn to Dr. Chance. Dr. Chance, you've been fiddling with the small ones. Have you figured out how to kill them?
And she nods like they're amphibious. They're easily killed. They're not super creatures. They're just the indigenous. I thought they were maybe, I don't know. Yes, they can be killed. They're easily to be killed. They can be crushed, electrocuted, frozen, decapitated, disemboweled. You can get creative if you want to. The only thing I know for a fact are they're resistant to heat.
So they're not the same as the big ones. Just to let y'all know, I put, I believe, several rounds into one, and particularly one straight to the head. And it was fine.
They're similar, but they're not the same. These don't bleed acid. I can't believe that's even something that I'm even considering articulating out loud. But no, but there are similar. Fuck. And she goes to the computer and she's going to tap, and that center console is going to pop up, and she's going to forward focus all of her data that she did not share the last time. And confirmed data that she's going to explain is that she has confirmation that everyone who has ascended at least once typically ascends again and again. There's a 60% chance that they reascend. She didn't know what ascension was or what it did, but the more they ascend, those medical records that disappeared afterwards all start repopulating. They share a lot of the same biological properties as these frogs, which gives them, that she's putting together now, a hive-mindedness. So the same way that these frogs, if you attack one, everyone, all the other ones are either aware of it or can feel it or have some echo of it. She believes that these other creatures, the xenomorphs, have that same property. She thinks that the cultists all have that same property. The more they ascend, the more they come back with genetic mutations that now she's like, I thought most of them were these amphibious looking, but now that I've seen one of the larger ones up close, they are starting to imitate physical features from the breeding, the repetitive breeding of whatever these new creatures are. She hesitates, and then she's going to populate the charts of Nikki Marsh and Jordan Greer and confirm that they are going to be due for ascension somewhere within the next 48 to 72 hours. Everyone's stress goes up by 1. And she looks to Jordan and she looks to Nikki and she just says, I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Can we stop it?
We just tried.
Well, I mean, that thing was already grown enough. I mean, can we just cut it out now?
I don't know if I feel comfortable attempting that type of procedure. I don't know the whatever they've been doing upstairs is safe enough for the cultists, the colonists to come back downstairs. Whatever they're doing seems to be working, but they don't do it prematurely. They wait until they start going through the symptoms of, pre-seizure, waiting for it to, once basically the little guy says, I'm ready to come out, that's when they declare ascension. And they're just kind of like helping guide it the rest of the way.
Dr. Chance, what's the ETA?
On ascension?
Yes.
Based on the scans that I'm looking at, I think you have 24, 48 hours. Jordan may have 72, a little bit less, 2-3 days.
Okay. Plenty of time, right?
I mean, plenty of time for what?
Well, it shouldn't take us that long to figure out how to get out of here. Get as many of us back to the ship, prepare the ship, and get the hell out of here.
While you're still carrying an embryo?
Well, I say we, in a term of camaraderie, I didn't actually mean me, but I wasn't going to say that, Meredith.
Nikki, we ain't leaving you behind.
Because of that.
Oh.
I'm serious. Nikki, no.
Oh,
no,
okay.
because we don't leave anyone behind. We figured this shit out. If it's a hive mind, maybe there's some central brain or something.
How did I become ascended?
No.
You're not ascended yet.
Or
effectively
Okay.
what you are right now is impregnated.
Mazel tov.
Once this, and she pulls up your chart, and she's got like the
Mhm.
3D thing of this slug-like thing that is currently curling around your rib cage. It's amazing that you can't physically feel it, but she's got the video of it. Something is growing inside of you. Something is inside of you, Jordan. Ugh, something is inside of you. Um, Based on what I saw upstairs, the 3 days when it hits its launch point, when it's ready to ascend.
How long will it take you to get it out of me?
I've never extracted one of these before. That's what I'm trying to tell you people. I don't know. I've never done it before, and they never seem to do it prematurely.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
When
Okay, great.
when we saw the procedure, which
Mhm.
I think I looked at it pretty well because we
Yeah.
saw a guy get turned over. It's quite extensive. It's a whole situation. It's not gonna be
That's a word.
Yeah, it's not gonna be Dr. Chance with her tools trying to get these things out. So we will need them to get it out. However, I don't see them letting us leave. So before you two, and I guess you two, Dr. Chance, but it for particularly Cam and Blake, hopefully you don't get this, but you can't stay.
As you say, just Cam's like one finger is just tapping aggressively because he knows you're right. He doesn't like it, but he knows. What if we try to find what this hive mind is controlled by? I mean, it's got to be something central, right? There's got to be some brain CEO, right?
Mm.
I mean, this is just something had to convince them to start pulling these embryos out of people's chests. Something had to tell them that if you take down Dracula, they all die.
I think that's a myth, but I like your idea.
It's better than the alternative of leaving the two of you here to die.
What's she's looking at Dr. Chance. Who's the head of a pack of squirrels or whatever?
Like, and she just starts going through designations, and that goes from everything from pack leader, alpha, queen. I mean, she goes through da 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 da. But this is, I've seen some studies with different life forms that operate under like this hive mindedness, but nothing this intimate, nothing this extensive, nothing that's crossbreeds. I mean, it would be Zhang, right? Wouldn't that kind of be like the common sense thing? It'd be Zhang.
If I remember back, he was the one giving the orders, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then
If we kill Zhang, or we get
Yeah.
him to take those out of you,
Oh
we
wait,
get the
but I already determined that, didn't I? I determined that I figured out that because I saw my gun out when we were in the room, and I was going to kill Zane because I
Mhm.
noticed quickly that he was pulling the strings.
Mm-hmm.
If we are not alone with him, like completely alone, whoever is doing the shot is probably gonna get torn apart. They're not leaving that room. They're certainly not leaving this planet.
Fuck. So Cameron's right. We're not gonna get out of here.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, how would they even let us alone with him at this point, and with something that would even kill him if he has the same powers as what almost killed me just now?
Break his neck.
No, I think he can because the whoever the gentleman was on the gurney,
Mm-hmm.
I think he
Sonny.
would have died if they hadn't grabbed him. I don't know if he's still alive, but when he got turned over, I think he definitely would have died. I think they are killable. Those creatures, I think they're going to take a little bit more sauce.
You said that they spit acid and their blood is like acidic, right? Did I hear that right?
Who are you asking? Sorry.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely appear to bleed acid. I didn't see one spit acid, but I wouldn't put it past that degree of weaponization. This is almost like it's a stunning organism.
It does spit acid, and it also has little tiny mouths inside of its big mouth.
Can they
All right.
swim?
Based on the biology that I saw, yeah, they could likely swim.
Yeah, it was absolutely terrifying, not gonna lie, but it seemed to like me. I have that effect, as we all know, but it did seem
Sorry.
I mean, Nikki, I think it's because you have one of them in you.
that's what I'm thinking too. Which
Yeah,
means,
I don't think it's your magnetic personality.
well, it's probably both. But what I'm thinking is that Jordan and I, probably me since I'm a little further along, would most likely be the best people to get as close to Zhang as possible. And then maybe have someone from afar pull the trigger. Because I don't think they would try to attack us if they don't want to, you know?
It will if I break his neck.
No, but that's
Just
a good
saying.
idea, right? We have something that they want. They want the successful extraction of the embryos that you two are carrying. So if one of those creatures protected you, it would be like, and she'll populate another quick study that she did on the frogs, on their defensive capabilities, and what happens if she cornered one, how the others would respond. And she's doing apples to apples the best that she can. It's not apples to apples, it's really turning more like apples to bagels, but she's doing the best she can with the information that she has. We might be able to leverage that. We might be actually even use them as shields.
There's one problem with that plan, Nikki. I'll pat my hip. I don't got a gun. Do you?
Yeah, I don't know where. I know they took them, but I don't know where they took them.
Meredith, any chance you got any chemicals here we could
That's
do some bad science with?
Yes, we could do bad science. I want to address your alarming lack of creativity in this situation. So
I will roll my eyes so hard at that comment from her.
Y'all should absolutely not bring her on board. Okay,
I like
so
her.
Jordan has liked her since episode 1.
She saved my ass. I should be nice.
Also, she's got a mouth on her because you don't need to weaponize everything. You don't need to shoot things. You don't need to blow things up. That is a lazy way to approach a situation as delicate as this is. We have something that they want. The most dangerous thing they could have done is lock the two of them in a room with us. I don't know why they didn't see it, but I'm typically the smartest person in the room. But my point is, we don't need to have a gun to attack them if we're willing to hurt the thing that they want, which is them. She looks at cameras like, you're understanding. It's just, he's looking at me like I'm dumb. You understand, right?
You're wanting to do like a hostage.
Is this just because you want to hurt Nikki?
No. No.
We're gonna have a conversation about that if we go in that direction. But right now, let's focus on getting out of here. So you want to do it like a hostage situation, it sounds like.
So I mean, are we gonna have to? I mean, how would we be a threat to the embryos?
Well, here's my idea that I was going to throw out. Doc, you probably know, or some of you may know a little bit better than I do. I'm not a science guy, but what that's out there can counteract acid?
Anything basic?
Yes, come through, chemistry teacher.
Yeah.
Yes.
He couldn't hold it in.
I love how this same thing came up on a completely different Alien game.
what I'm
This is
thinking
like twice
is,
in a week somebody said, how do we neutralize acid?
I mean, it
Something
makes sense.
It does.
basic.
It does.
because they spit acid, and if their skin or whatever it is acidic, then it would at least, if not kill them, slow them down.
Doc, you've been making or volcanoes with baking soda with the kids.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not an educator, but I have access to those things. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
because
mean,
that was
it's-
important in this moment. I hate this NPC,
You wrote her.
and I still hate her.
Yeah.
That's how you know she's ready for publication.
You're
Bridgett.
I'm ready.
right.
I'm ready
Yeah.
to marry her, so it's all good.
Jordan's gonna get down on one knee. Are you?
Yeah.
Will you be on my menu?
Please be just let me med you. Will you med me? But I
all
have
right.
the,
But Jordan, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Though, if we can
Yeah.
find something to hit them with,
Or if they know about it, something that they're going to give Nikki and I that'll take this thing out of us. You can reverse it too, and say that
they're
well,
not,
not only
they're not
going to use
taking
them.
this out of you.
I know, but what I'm saying is we would drink it, inject it, whatever, in us to kill these things that are inside of us and use that against them too. You see what I'm saying? If they don't
We
buy
say-
the whole hostage thing, they're not going to let us out, then pull out the needle and say, well, we're about ready to do this.
I mean, what if they show up with some of those banana head looking? I mean,
Then
I
we're
I mean,
fucked.
I totally choked. Like, I let everybody down.
Hey, don't talk like that. If you're gonna look at that situation and pretend it was fucking normal,
Yeah,
you ever fought a banana head alien?
Mm.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, I have now, and it went really poorly.
We're in this together, Cam.
All right, well, do we got a cohesive plan here?
no.
Right.
Somehow threaten the life of the embryos. Also, I mean, are they depending on Jordan and Nikki right now? Like, I prefer not to kill my friends.
I'm
I
not
hate to
killing
say
my
it.
friends.
But I think all these plans are really great. Love the team effort. I'm kind of am seeing
yourself.
kind of the same result of all of us getting absolutely destroyed by giant aliens that didn't go down with a bullet.
I mean, let's just have fun with it, right?
Let's have what? I'm sorry. Fun with.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's have fun. Okay.
yeah.
Awesome.
When shit
That's
gets
fun.
real, that's just what we say. If you're gonna join our crew.
Cam, we gotta talk after we get out of this.
Let's have fun. Okay.
All right. So, what's the most fun thing we could do, Doc?
The doc goes over to a cabinet. Now, when I say she goes over to the cabinet, it's more like one of those stomping, you've pissed me off to the highest level of passivity in this moment type of things. But she goes to the cabinet, she's going to key into it, and she comes out with, you know, those that long riding crop looking prong that she was fucking with the frogs on? This one is obviously one meant for adults or something a little bit larger for containment.
I mean, I guess this is your kind of fun, Doc.
Careful, Jordan might fall in love with you.
Let's go back to the
late.
first half episode 2.
Too late.
Hey, that was my scene.
I knew I should have chose 44. Dang.
Okay, we're gonna have fun. That's fine. No, fun is a great idea. I think fun is an amazing thing to focus on right before, and she's like turning the top on this, and you can hear the wom wom wom. I think fun is an amazing thing to do, and she is going to shove this directly into Nikki's chest unless somebody stops her.
No. Go for it.
I'll try to stop her.
Yeah.
Like, is she gonna be okay?
What's the question? Now, this prong wand in hand, she's talking shit about fun, and she's getting ready to shove this directly. So we're going to be basically doing opposed close combats. So
You got it. Well, at least I got stress.
I will jump in as well.
okay,
No successes.
I only
We're
have
doing
one.
close combat. All
Close
right, hold on.
combat. Yeah, I only have one success.
Okay, so let's see. I got one stress, so let me roll. Wow, 3 6s.
Damn. Okay, handle your own stunts. This is amazing. Take narrative. What's this look like?
When she goes to stab Nikki, I actually stand in the way and she stabs me.
This is good. This is good. I'll give you that for a single stunt, and you can bank your other stunts for later. This is
Okay.
great. So she's going in on Nikki. You bump Nikki out of the way. You slide in, and you are going to take 1 point of damage as just this electrical current runs through your body. I just saw the Zoom chat. This electrical current races through your body, Jordan. It hurts. It hurts a lot. But that's really all that happens. Lies. Every frog in the aquarium suddenly has Dr. Chase's or Dr. Chance's attention. Like every single one of the little frogs, the xeno frogs in the aquarium, all immediately look directly at her. Okay, so that proves that's correct, and she goes to stab you again.
Why are you stabbing me?
You're gonna take this one to the face. You're gonna take another point of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just curious on the narrative. What's this look like? Where did she hit you? How do you respond? Are you talking her down while she's like, "Don't just give me a quick narrative on this. What this looks like."
He'll actually start to say something, and then kind of just lock eyes with her, like she's trying to prove something, and he's just going to let it happen.
Table, what does this look like as because how many hit points do you have, Skip? 3, 4?
I think 3. How do I determine?
Oh, it's the same as your strength score.
Strength, same as my strength score. Oh, I have 4.
4, okay. All right. Jordan is looking pretty rough for wear right now. Basically, he's down half as his health right now. So he's trembling intermittently. You can smell the cooking flesh in the room as he's heating up, and it looks like she's just getting ready to hit him again.
No, wait. It just needs to hurt, not kill right now.
Does it? Does it just need to hurt? Because you said fun.
Killing is fun to you?
No, that's not what I meant. That's not what. And she's gonna go for it again.
Killing is not fun.
What is this? An exorcism or an execution? Jesus Christ!
Are you gonna take this hit again, Jordan?
I'm gonna try to stop her this time.
Okay.
Yeah. Cam's gonna.
While they're all doing that, I'm gonna move to the door.
Yep.
No successes. I'm gonna push this roll because I don't want Jordan to get hurt.
I love this one. Add a stress die and roll it again.
Because I'm only rolling 5 stress die against 2 base.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got 3 successes trying to.
What happened, Doc? Did you fail that one again, or did you panic?
I panicked.
4.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Okay, Cameron just
no
got
successes too.
I got 4 successes and a panic.
God.
I got 2 of these little guys.
Oh, that's good. Both of you guys roll your panic. 1d6 plus your current stress score. Give me the sum.
Oh fuck.
9.
Okay.
7.
This is fun. I love this.
I am having second thoughts of inviting Dr. Chase onto our crew.
So am I. You guys told her to have fun. That's what she's doing, allegedly. She's not that cruel. Did I hear a 7 and a 9?
That's a 7 for me and a 9 for Cam.
Okay, so 7 for you, Blake. Nervous twitch. Your stress level and the stress level of all friendly PCs in short range of you increases by 1 as you twitch. As a 9, somehow in all of this, Cameron, you are going to drop an item that you're holding, whether by stress, confusion, or the realization that you're all going to die anyways. You drop a weapon or another important item. This might be your significant item if you don't have anything else in your hand. The GM decides which one. Your stress level increases by 1. Did you have anything in your hand there, Cameron?
I mean, was Cameron dressed? Was I like in a towel? Just drop the towel, or I could lose my necklace. Either way.
Oh, the necklace feels good. I love the idea
Yeah,
of you
let's do the
struggling and
necklace.
grappling with this girl, and
Yeah,
somehow
it
in
just
all of
comes
this, the
off.
necklace just you feel the pop and the release, and then suddenly it hits the ground, but you're not entirely sure where it is and all the commotion. Blake, you're beginning to twitch. Nikki,
Yeah.
you went to the door. Now the door should motion operate for you, but of course they don't. You know that you're contained. You're locked in here. But you can you're there, and there's a comm pad there. What would you like to do now that you're at the door?
If I don't hear anyone already coming, I want to use the communication device
Yep.
in my best actor's performance.
Uh-huh.
Call for help. The doctor has gone mad. She's trying to kill us. Can we get somebody in here, please? Today, right now?
No. You don't get a response, but you know that someone is listening. But it's even worse than that, Nikki. You look up and you can tell that the cameras are currently watching this. Jordan, you're getting ready to take a broken condition if you let this girl hit you again. Because as of right now... Oh, wait. No, Lauren, babe, you still got her. There's I think it's after 11 or something, you no longer can take your action if you panic, but you hit a drop item, which is a 9. So you're still, okay, you still got your 3 successes. So take narrative on what this looks like.
Yeah, I think the necklace pops off as Cam is kind of wrenched the prod from her and just bodied her away and takes it in emotion and then turns it back onto her. I said stop.
He's really close. There's only one way to see if this works. If you hit him one more time, we'll at least have an idea of which way this will go.
Jordan, what do you want to do?
Did it feel like it did anything when it hit me?
No, because you
was inside
can't
it?
feel whatever this is sitting inside your rib cage. Whatever is tucked around, tucked in, or whatever. It's not like you can feel it squirming around in your chest, and somehow that makes it worse. It's like a silent invader.
Do a scan of it, see if it's still moving.
Yeah. Why don't you scan me?
Why don't you just hit him again?
Who did you study with in medical school? Dr. Kevorkian?
Cute. That's so clever. I'm so glad are we having fun? Is this
do the fucking scan?
Open.
Oh fuck.
And standing there is Zhang, Lydia, and Janice. I like that. Those are the wives' names that I remember. And he stands there and he looks to you. He says, "Good evening, Nikki. Dr. Chance, we need you to come with us, please."
Cam bolts for Zhang with the prod.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going down.
It's going down. Let's rock. Okay. This is amazing. Okay. All right. Let's do this damn thing. Give me just a quick second to pull. Oh, shit. I already closed out that. Okay. Do me a favor. Do you guys have D10s around by any chance, or you want me to roll them real fast?
I do.
Oh, I got some. I got one.
Oh, beautiful. Everyone hit me with a D10.
Yep.
We'll make this fast.
D10.
7.
Ugh, shit. Double shit.
Also 7.
Shout out Chris Bates for these dice.
Hey. Dot
They're a test tube.
Tanya. Okay.
Cool.
2 for Cam.
2 for Cam. Okay.
8 I rolled for me.
8 is a skip.
Mhm.
Oh, Meredith. Good for you, little girl. Zhang was on a 6. I'm just gonna do Zhang and wives on a 6. And backup is on a 10, unfortunately. Okay, guys, here's your initiative order. It is who rolled that 2?
Cameron.
Cameron. Initiative order is Cameron. Who rolled the 5?
I don't think it was any of us.
Oh, so I rolled the 5. Who was that? That was
Is that
Cameron.
Meredith?
Oh, Meredith. Yeah, I couldn't read my own handwriting. Initiative order is Cameron, Meredith, Zhang and the Wives, Nikki, Blake. Oh, Skip rolled that 8. That's
Yeah, I did.
Jordan. And then back up on 10. And I'll help everyone remember. Okay. We're back in initiative. Cameron, you're up.
Cameron's gonna try to close the distance and prod Zhang.
I love it. That feels like a fast action to move over there and a slow action to go ahead and hit him with that prod, babe. You're rolling me a close combat, and that thing comes with a +1.
+1. Okay. So I rolled additional die.
Yep.
It's not looking good.
He is going to opt not to block.
Wow, this is bad. That's no successes on all those dice. No panic, though.
So you can push it if you want
Yeah.
to. That means you add an additional stress and you can re-roll everything again.
Yeah, let's add a stress. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4 successes and a panic.
Holy shit. Okay, let's address the panic. It's a one roll a d6. Give me the sum of that with your stress.
13.
This is going to wind up negating your attack.
Yep.
Shit. Flee. You just can't take it anymore. You must flee to a safe place and refuse to leave it. You won't attack anyone and you won't attempt anything dangerous. You are not allowed to make a retreat roll, page 93. If you have an enemy at engaged range, which you do, when you flee, your stress level is decreased by 1. That's good for you. Oh, shit. But every friendly creature who sees you must make an immediate panic roll.
Oh, panic. Oh,
so
knuckles.
That escalates very quickly. So let's adopt the story to make that escalate. Cameron, the door opens. Zhang is right there. He's right there. It's almost like he was summoned and you have a weapon in your hand. This is your opportunity to save your friends. This is the opportunity to at least buy you some time, and you spring at him. And you run at him full speed and he doesn't flinch. And it's one of those things, I read the quote, it makes me think of it as like, why would you ever fear what's in front of you when you know what's behind you? And behind him on the ceiling, you can just see something move with him. And you know that one of those creatures are here. That is what winded up triggering your flee. And that is going to be the immediate panic roll that everyone else has to make. So I need everyone to roll me a 1d6 plus your stress level and give me the sum.
That's a 10.
Freeze. You're frozen in place by fear or stress for 1 round, losing your next slow action. Your stress level and the stress level of all short PCs in range of you increases by 1. Blake is paralyzed.
Do I need to roll? Do I need to add a 1?
Yep. No. No. So your 1 is before that roll. Yeah.
They're all concurrent.
Okay.
Thankfully.
I got a 5.
5 total?
Yes.
Oh, look at you. Keeping it together. You managed to keep your nerves in check. Barely.
I got a 4.
Keeping it together. You managed to keep your nerves in check. Just barely. Lauren, you're getting ready to flee. This is the second time you've let your party down, but you're getting ready to be out of here as quickly as possible. But seeing that thing again, knowing what it's capable of, knowing that 2 of them are growing inside of your friends, it's just one of those things you get knocked into shut down. Do you want to tee up that memory now?
Sure. I mean, they think back to a time when they were able to take action, but I mean, it wasn't It was they had time to really think about it. They got 2 life sentences for good reason. Yeah, they worked at a mining outpost. My girlfriend Kate taught kids
Oof.
the colony. And part of I mean, Weyland-Yutani essentially owned it way up the line, but the mining company needed to do some looking for the resources they were trying to find, and to do that, you use sealed radioactive sources.
Mm.
And the 2 engineers for Weyland-Yutani, they signed off saying that they checked that they were back in the shield that day from the lab, but they weren't. And one of Cameron's girlfriend's students found this little metallic sealed radioactive source, just no bigger than like a tube of lipstick. It was just fun to play with. They brought it to class, and Kate noticed they were distracted, and took it from them, put it in her pocket, kept teaching. When Cam got home from work, she didn't seem right. Seemed to have like a burn on her leg and just was nauseous. And just couldn't keep anything down. They took her to the doctor, woke them up because this was the middle of the night, and saw that multiple students were there too.
Oof.
So Cam, after watching Kate go into a coma, succumb to seizures, eventually die, fairly slow death, where her body just wouldn't hold itself together because of exposure to radiation, and seeing all the kids too. They hatched a plan. They had access to these same areas where these sources were kept, and they broke into each of these engineers' living quarters and placed sources under their beds.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Well done, Lauren. Brilliantly done. That was not the last time that you had agency, but that was one of the moments when you had agency where you were at least in control of something, as horrendous as that control may be. And this is one of those moments where you're completely absent it. Next on the initiative, that was Cameron. Looks like Meredith is next. Come on, Meredith. You're a smart girl. 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 Her plan technically worked. Zhang is here. She wasn't expecting the big one to be here. And I don't want the NPC, as weird as it sounds from a storytelling standpoint, I don't want the NPC to be the one that saves the day, because that's lame. So what could Meredith do? She doesn't have a weapon. She could make a run for it, but she doesn't know how to pilot a ship. She could go for one of the wives, but she's not a combatant. What could Meredith do? Anybody got any funny ideas what the NPC can do right now?
If she has access to any needles or anything, she can inject something that will counteract acidity into one of their systems.
Oh, I don't think she could cook that up in a round.
Did
She
Cameron?
could fake it.
She
Yeah,
could
she
fake
could fake it.
She could hit
Did
one of you guys
Cameron-
with nap relief. That would drop your guys' stress down to 0 immediately if somebody is like really high stressed.
Did Cameron take the stun gun?
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know, 7 a lot.
Yeah. That might be her best move right now, is just to like you said, get to her med kit, spend her fast action to run, and she starts sifting through something that she can either weaponize defensively or offensively. I like that for her. And then we'll surprise everybody with whatever she comes up with. Zhang and the wives, who is standing in the room. He's gonna do he's gonna very politely get out the way so that Cameron can go running by him. He'll do that, as time moves. And he's going to hold up his hands and he's going to say, we've always underestimated exactly how clever Dr. Chance was. But to that point, she is correct. Mr. Greer and Miss Marsh are soon to ascend. And we can make sure that they ascend safely and that they survive the process. The good doctor is correct. They have something that we do want. And just in case this isn't clear, we'll hurt the other ones to make sure that we get what we want. I'm here to negotiate. I will drop to initiative when you guys are dropped from initiative when you guys are ready. Otherwise, it is on Nikki's initiative. If you guys want to go into a weird holding pattern while you talk, you can. Or if you want to be like, fuck it, let's attack them, you can do that too.
I was next to the door, and the
Yep.
door has closed behind them.
Door's
Or
still
is-
open.
Okay.
Door's still open.
So Cameron ran past.
It's
them?
gonna run past, yeah.
Going to run. Okay.
Yep.
But I see the shifting on the wall as well. Above
Correct.
us.
It looks like there's one of us that's one of them that's hanging at the archway of the door.
Okay. I don't think I'm going to attack,
Okay.
if that's allowed. I think I'll dress Zhang. Yep, with my hands up, showing that I don't have anything in my hands.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I feel like we understand each other. And I feel like we've connected in some way since I've been here. And I also understand where we stand, my colleague and I. So I'm sure you can understand if I ask this of you. And I think you'll know that I'll know you're not truthful. Are you letting them go?
That whole silence was totally in character.
Mm-hmm.
I am open to negotiating their release. Yes.
Dr. Chance is, as of this moment, a member of my crew. I would assume she would be under these same negotiations, regardless of her actions.
That could be problematic. Based on what we've seen, she knows more about us than we're comfortable with leaving this colony.
Well, I am open to, I don't know, some sort of I don't know if you have like mind alteration powers, or you can like cut some of the bitch out. We can talk about. I'm not, I'm not sold on Dr. Chance, but I have put her into the fold, But we can talk separately, privately, okay? The other
Cut the bitch out.
the other three. The other three, though, are are really my main priority.
I understand. Is this us formally entering into negotiations? And he's going to look at the rest of you all. Almost it's like, are we dropping the hostilities? If you go, I'll go.
As usual, I will, without words, look everyone in the eye. Just for that. Because I won't say yes unless you say yes.
This is
Blake
us
is just shaking.
frozen in spot.
He's not doing too good. You're not going to get a straight answer out of him either, yes or no.
Yeah.
This
Okay.
Cameron just still bolts.
Cameron's gone.
Cameron's going through the door.
Zhang moves out of the way and lets them pass. Don't worry, they can't go far. Yes, this is me formally entering into negotiations with you. Now, just so you guys know, your panics only last until a whole turn in, so you'll come back. That's if you want to come back. Somebody's eventually going to go try to collect Cameron.
All right. I'm not getting a no. So as we all know, that technically means a yes.
Wait a minute.
All right.
Let's say that Nikki and I ascend. What happens after that?
If you do it under the safety and the care of a priest like myself, we can make sure that your ascension is well handled. We can make sure that you live through the process. We can make sure that you survive the process. Without the assistance of a priest or one of the priestess, the ascension will kill you. We lost so many in the beginning.
Okay. What happens after that?
You'll heal.
I think
And
you're
you'll live.
here.
In these negotiations, that becomes problematic once you've ascended. For obvious reasons, certain residues that are left over with you biologically, it would be ill-advisable for you, or it'd be ill-advisable for us to allow you to leave. We don't have the ability to do mind alterations here, although I heard that technology is very quickly coming. It just hasn't come this far out here yet. We could attempt more aggressive means. He's probably like referring to like lobotomy or something super aggressive.
I got you. Yeah, all right.
Or we could come to some type of agreement. The one thing I will say is Mr. Greer and Miss Marsh, you two will have to stay.
Would you allow us to work for you? We are really good at piloting, as you've noticed. We can get you goods. We can come and go. Still technically live here. Have you thought of doing something like that so you don't have to rely on people from the outside?
No, that would be a very innovative option. How would we guarantee that you would return to us once you've been allowed to leave? What leverage would we have that you would come back?
What leverage do we have that you won't kill us? It's 50-50.
I know. It's not the ideal arena for a negotiation. I understand. And I'm just gonna rope back in Blake and Cameron. You guys are back in a room. You're fine. Meredith is eventually gonna stop fucking around with the whatever she was gonna get to weaponize, and is just gonna join this conversation as well.
What leverage would you like?
You seem very attached to your crew. And we've heard you making reoccurring statements. I'm assuming you all have some type of collective code of honor. We've heard repeating phrases, and that's when you realize that they've been watching you this entire time. Never leave one behind, I believe, is one that I've heard. You all must agree prior to moving forward with a decision. And, he'll go through the other two. What are the other two I'm missing? It's never leave someone behind. We all agree we don't do it. No secrets. No secrets.
No human trafficking.
Yeah,
and no human trafficking.
Yeah, we're all in, we're all out.
We're all in and we're all out. If the two of you would continue to ascend with us, if you would work in some type of capacity here for the colony, the only leverage that would mean anything to you would be one of your own, would it not? Leaving one of you here behind and the others travel? That would, I think that would satisfy the terms of trust between us.
All right. You can take Dr. Chance.
We already have Dr. Chance.
All right. I'll stay.
No, Nikki.
So that sounds agreeable.
Nikki, I'll stay.
Yeah, I'll stay too.
All right. Well, apparently we're all staying. She's kind of looking at everyone. Apparently we're all staying.
It's
Nikki,
a very lovely community, and we do everything we can to show gratitude for those who travel out this direction.
Nikki, I'm tired of running.
Run.
Yeah,
Nikki,
I mean, this isn't a clean slate we wanted, but
is that what we're doing? We are all agreeing to stay and work as I guess adventurers and bring back supplies for particularly this colony for the rest of our lives and continue to birth strange alien children. We're all saying yes to this. I'm
not saying that I'll ascend or anything. I'm just saying if they need somebody to stay, Nikki, I'm tired of running. I'm tired of looking over my shoulder every turn, knowing that Weyland-Yutani is going to be there someday, just waiting to finally pull that fucking trigger. They know they can.
Here's my suggestion. If we do runs, one of us stays each time.
Yes.
We don't not all the time. We'll rotate. We'll agree to who stays, and then we do it. These two do not ever ascend. Ever. Unless they choose to do so on their own volition. 3, nothing happens to the doctor. Nothing. Those are my points. I'm not deviating from them. Those 3 things have to happen. If so, you have my word.
As a point of clarity, you will agree to be our remote suppliers, our traffickers, our smugglers, so we no longer have to outsource to the likes of Jana or any of her type again. 3 of you may leave. 1 will always stay. Mix Flores and Mr. Bouvet will never ascend. And your last term was nothing happens to Dr. Chase. By at least action of us. No aggressive harm will come to her.
Exactly.
I mean,
And
Nikki is allowed to do what she wants in terms of that, but
additional points of consideration.
yes.
Miss Marsh and Mr. Greer would continue to ascend with us at the preference of our gods. It's very rare that they choose people like this. Typically, our escorts are smugglers. They come, they stay for a week, they enjoy our hospitality. We do everything that we can to make them feel welcome and to bait them back. They never do. It's a really shit run.
You make sure those ascensions, no one gets hurt.
We've never had our gods choose individuals on a run like this before. Mr. Greer and Miss Marsh are unique somehow for them to be chosen for this. They would need to continue to ascend. If these are the terms that are in place, then I find these terms agreeable. And I would invite Miss Marsh to become my wife, but that's optional.
All right. How are we thinking, everybody?
Yeah, we need a moment to discuss. Could you step out of the room, please?
I understand. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And
I'll just point to the cameras as he's walking, and these off. Private
Yes.
discussion.
Yes. And he turns and he looks up to the camera and he does a circular motion and you can see the red light go off on all of them. And he is going to bow and his two wives are going to step simultaneously out of the room. You can see that scaly tail just curl over the door frame and disappear as well. A shadow drops somewhere outside of the door, but that doesn't matter because they've closed. Dr. Chance is still in the room with you.
This is a terrible idea.
I don't
Sure.
like it, but
I mean,
it's dying.
we haven't had that many good ideas amongst us.
I mean,
Yeah, we
it's
put you in charge.
it's
Hey.
a study. It's the study gig, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, I didn't figure out why Zhang has money, but I'm thinking we at least get a prenup, right? I'm thinking, so
Maybe that
Look.
girl from last night's still on the menu, and if I stick behind.
Oh, gross.
Look,
Don't get all high and mighty here, Doc. You don't know, okay?
Yeah, and you weren't even chosen by their gods. You've been here how long?
don't let them get to you, Doc.
God. This is the consistent level of low performance between this crew. Okay.
what a rude comment, Dr. Chance.
I really
You're on
like
this
her.
crew, Doc.
I really like her. She says her mind.
We've all clearly taken you into the fold. Welcome to the family.
Yeah, we saved you.
Yeah, thanks so much. I remember when you first got here 2 nights ago, it was supposed to be a rescue mission, but now it looks like I don't.
You get to get out and go
Yeah.
on a run. You're part of the crew.
Yeah, you could have warned us, Doc.
I don't
didn't
think she
trust you.
could have. I'll
Still
point the
don't, but
cameras.
I-
Doc, hear me out. We stay. They said they're not going to interfere with your research, right?
Was that part of the terms? I didn't hear that during part of the terms. Do I get to continue to research this? Can I research the creatures that they're working with? That would be worth my time. Is that a
Well,
thing?
You can add that to negotiations when they come back, maybe. I don't think we
Make
closed
that as a
it.
counterpoint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because hear me out. Just because we agree to it now doesn't mean we agree to it in 6 months.
Mm.
The slowest knife kills the sharpest, or whatever the fuck the phrase. I don't know, Doc. I'm not a reading type. We can buy ourselves some time. We can get the others off planet. Maybe they can smuggle something back in. You've seen Nikki Pilot.
I am good.
I've got nothing to go back to. Even with a clean slate, I know I fucked up. I wouldn't want to put myself back in the Marines even if I wanted to. And the one person I gave a shit about, gone.
Speaking of that clean slate, Mother, we haven't
do
done
that.
that job.
You guys have not done that job.
Crap.
Oh fuck.
But who needs a clean slate if apparently you guys are working for them?
Right.
Yeah.
You have options.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that clean slate is off the board, I guess.
Yeah.
If you wanted to go, I mean, you have so many options. I have never had a table even consider this bullshit before. I am delighted right now. I have literally, and I'll talk. Let me not eat up game time. I can discuss that in a talk back. But Bridget's sitting here like, what are they considering? This is brilliant.
Look, let's put it this way, Doc. We let them win this round. It doesn't mean we lose the war. Because if we can get stuff back from off planet, we're not going to be bringing Monopoly next time we need to.
Yep.
By researching, you may be able to figure a way for Nikki and I to be able to get off this planet and live.
Mm.
Or we somehow call it in, this colony gets nuked from orbit.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
And this is with your people on it? I thought it was the whole never leave somebody behind or whatever.
We'll get them. Okay, we'll figure that out at the time.
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck we gonna get a nuke through all that? I'll point to like the sky where you can probably see at least some of the rocks we had to fly around. We're not making a long-term decision right now. We're making a decision to live.
Right.
Right.
This is a planet they all forgot about. This is a penal colony filled with cultists that they want to forget about. If they don't think there's value here, you're not going to be able to convince them to nuke it from orbit. It's not a waste of time. They can just stop sending ships out here and let them starve and die to death. But if it ever gets out that there is something of value here, like profiles or samples of these specimens, then suddenly people are going to get interested. I think there's benefits to keeping this under the radar until you're ready to use it. When you're ready to use it, you got to be careful of how.
We'll have time to think about it.
We got one shot at this, and we ain't gonna fuck it up. We're not taking that shot now, though, Doc.
I think the plan or the negotiations make sense. Adding Dr. Chance's 1 point, and hopefully they take that, and we'll go from there.
Shall we go bring them back in? I'll start walking slowly to the door.
Okay.
Wave it open.
The door's open.
And I'll
Dr. Zhang and his wife turn around. Hey, you do the universal gesture of bring your ass here. Bring that ass here, boy. Okay. They enter.
We've come to a conclusion.
We are
One of
prepared
us will
to hear
stay
your
behind
answer.
as collateral. The others are free to leave to return on supply runs. And Dr. Chase will be allowed to continue her own research to make Ascensions easier and better understand ways to make this better for them. And the four of you know he is lying through his fucking teeth here. And she will not be interrupted in that study. You said a lot of people died. You have a medical doctor here. Let her do what she does best.
Her research does not leave this colony.
Okay.
Done.
Are we all in agreement there? I'll turn to the other three.
I do want to be very clear about something. If her research leaves this colony, thousands will die.
Okay. I think we need to come back to.
You just cycle back to that. Just,
Right, we need to cycle back
we
to
have some
that.
questions. We have some questions from that.
Bit of a drop there.
Because there's only 200 or 300 people in this colony.
Right. I think I'm gonna just look at everybody like, oh, are we missing something? We agreed to your terms, all of them.
This is an incredible occasion. We should celebrate.
I would love a glass of champagne.
I am so tempted to end game there. I'm so tempted. Do you guys have anything else you want to add on or go to this? Because I'm so tempted to end game there. We've got another 20 minutes. We can go.
I have a couple things I'd like to add, but I don't want to like. I'll put in the talk back if we have to. Just keep.
Do you want to do them as like sunset scenes? Or just a cold end game there? What do you want to do? Sunset scenes?
We can do a sunset scene.
Yeah, sunset scene.
I like sunset scenes. Okay, we're going to do the sunset scenes. I'll let you guys hop in with whatever narrative you want for your sunset scenes. I will modify or jump in as needed if needed.
I'm going to jump in first because I want to be the one who stays behind first.
Okay.
as the rest of the crew's loading up to make the supply run, and however much time has passed between other sunset scenes in there, Blake's gonna hug all of you goodbye and just say, "Hey, make sure to take Dawn to that dinner for me, will you?" And then that night he'll go back to his room and he'll pull up the little gratitude menu and he'll order the cheapest well whiskey they have. And now I don't even remember the name or the number anymore, whatever name she went by. But he'll call her up again. And when she shows up, expecting it to be just like the other night.
Molly,
thank you. Yes. When Molly answers the door, she'll have that look of again. And Blake is just going to sit down. And instead of jumping into what he had before, you see two tears just run down his cheeks. As he finally feels safe for the first time in a very long time.
next on the sunset scenes. Oh, that was so good, Doc.
I'll go. Couple of weeks pass. Jordan has been quiet for the most part. And then one day, he goes to the lab. He has in his hand a set of flowers and a bottle of non-alcoholic beverage of some sort. And he'll walk in on the doctor and say, "Would you really, really do me the honor of having dinner with me tonight?" And he'll hand her the flowers. Assuming she says yes, the scene will flip to that dinner, and they're sitting there. She actually has a smile on her face. Jordan makes a really bad joke about something. And there's a moment of silence where they just kind of look at each other. He'll reach into his pocket, pull out a picture, set it up on the thing, and says, "I want to tell you about my friend, Dawn." And the fade, it just kind of fades from that point.
Anyone
I feel
else?
like we gotta end on Nikki, so I'll go. I mean, I feel like the time spent not doing supply runs, like Cameron makes themselves very useful with, I mean, they want to learn the technology there, like
Yeah.
they want to find out all the secrets to how things are running, so they just really become like an integral part of the colony in that way. Um, Not much different from how they were when they fixed everything when they were living on the mining colony. So the point where I don't know, kids come to them to fix their toys, or any sort of like, yeah, just small things that get broken, they're more than happy to fix. So
Nikki is not a wife. I know that was the question on everyone's. She needs a bit of a longer date, time frame. So they are actively dating, but not yet wife. It's gonna take some time. And I'm I would assume she's dating everyone. Okay, everyone. Yeah, literally everyone. But I think she is surprised at the Ascension. And perhaps one of the first things that kind of begins to change about her after the first time is that she feels like she can feel the engine, crisper, deeper. And so I think she secretly allows a second Ascension to continue to enhance abilities that she believes will make her a better pilot. And I think she'll keep that close to the chest. Pun intended.
It's so interesting as we close out the game with our sunsets, where you guys didn't have a home and you didn't belong, and you came into contact with this penal colony, these cultists. And they have a whole situation going on in the background, obviously, with the Ascension. But the xenomorphs don't bother them. They're not a threat as much as they're almost like a protective force. As long as individuals are allowed to ascend, they get their children, they disappear, and they're just something that you see or you understand that hovers in your periphery. Jordan and Nikki, the more you ascend, the more you change. The more you ascend, the deeper sense of community that you feel with those around you, that hive mind, that connective tissue between you and the xenomorphs, you and the frogs, you and each other, you and the rest of the cultists. There's something beautiful about that. Cameron, this technology is spectacular. You've never seen anything like it. There's a relationship that you can build with the working Joe there where he's happy to show you everything that he's developed. You can start co-developing things of this nature. Some of these patents are part of the reason why, Zhang has access to the wealth that he has. They're not sending everything off planet, but there's, small patents or creative licenses or even just, blueprints, things of that nature. And you're part of that development process. And there's a part of you that's like, you know what? This is amazing to be part of something so incredible. There's also just like fixing the wheel on a broken wooden toy. There's something to that. And Blake, of all the places in the world that you could have found safety, there is something safe here. It's a shit run, and it exhausts you, and it takes something from your soul every single time you have to come forward and go back. But it's a weird thing to say in closing out. But here on ISO, there's always a reason to go back. And we'll end game there. I have exit copy that I should be reading for you guys off of this stream that we're not doing live because Streamlabs chose violence. And that, friends of the Symphony, is where our show ends for the night. Thank you to everyone who did not watch live because Streamlabs, but is watching this replay here on YouTube. If you enjoyed this content, please consider helping Symphony make more by backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. I am going to send us directly to goodnights. This talkback ought to slap. Symphony, thank you. Cass, thank you for an amazing 3-part series that ended in a way that I could not possibly imagine was a thing. We hope you've enjoyed the Symphony, and we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Have a wonderful night.